Welcome to Tailslaters. I'm Darren Murphy, your host for today. Here at Tailslaters, we like to bring you just the tip and nothing else. Wait, nope. Go back. We like to bring you just the advice, just the info, just the know-how. Without further ado, let's go into our needlessly long intro. Wait, we said we weren't going to do this, guys. This was the whole idea. Today we're going to talk about C-stands. Basic item, yes, you might want to skip this if you know this information, but if you're new to set, if you're new to C-stands, if this is something you would like to know, stick around, let's talk about it. So what is a C-stand? Where did the term come from? A C-stand is a century stand. You know what? No, let's skip this too, skip. Let's get into what they are, how they work, how you should use them, and other things you might actually want to know on set. C-stands tend to come with two risers, starting here. That's a riser. Here's a second riser. After that, we have what's known as the head, also known as a gobo head. Gobo head has an arm in it. The arm on a standard C-stand is 40 inches long. There are some brands that have differences. We're not going to talk about those. It's called a grip arm. This head is identical to this head. It's just that it's got the arm coming out. On some C-stands, you can actually take this off. We're not going to talk about those. I personally don't like them. Let's look at the holes in here. The holes in here and here are the same. The biggest hole you're going to find in your standard C-stand is this one right here. Should be 5/8 of an inch. That's the same size as what we call a baby pin. A baby pin is what you're going to find on the top of a C-stand, where the grip head, gobo head, 2.5 inch head sits. Also, same size. Getting real close there. Same size as that. Got 3/8. Yeah, whatever the hell that is there. You got this little tiny bullshit one here. Generally, there are mainly two. Now, just for the purpose of this, since we already have the C-stand here, I'm going to take this head off. I'm going to take one of these guys. And let's see if I can just leave the arm on just for... Yeah, why not? Let's come down a little bit. Now, on this type, you only have the two. There you got the 5/8. And there you got the Norms pin. And I kind of like these better because these are the main ones you're going to use anyway. If you have the same brand head and arm, which a lot of times on set these can get mixed up, they'll have the same number of holes, the same uses for this one. You know what I'm talking about? Am I making sense? Whenever you're using a C-stand, no matter the type, you always want to you always want to do what is called load on the right. Loading on the right is nothing more complicated than knowing lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. As you tighten anything on this stand, you're going to turn it to the right. If you load it on the right, loading meaning load the weight on the right, if gravity wants to take over and start to pull it down, if it's something heavy, something that maybe the stand's a little older, the stand is going to want to self-tighten because it's still pushing itself to the right. If you do the opposite and load on the left, like this. Sorry, I'm looking at myself on the monitor. It's weird. I know you like eye contact. Loading on the left, if gravity starts to take over, it's going to want to self-loosen. And that can cause injury. It's just a bad idea. One of the main things you should take away from this, and anything talking about C-stands, is loading on the right. It is a primary thing to keep in your noggin. I'm not going to say noggin again. Now let's talk about the base for a second. This is where most of the difference are going to come in with your different C-stands. This is what's known as a twist lock, meaning the base snaps together like this, if you're strong enough. It's got little grooves here, we'll do a little close-up of that, where it will snap in the closed position, as it is now, and as you open it, it'll snap into other grooves, so that you know you have it in the right position. At the end of the day, it should look like, equally divided. It shouldn't be like this, shouldn't be like that. When you're standing it on the ground, you want it to be supported, and it's going to be in what we like to call common sense mode, which is all the legs are equidistant, and there are grooves that tell you when you've actually snapped into it. And as with everything in life, there are exceptions. You can actually squash two of the legs against a wall. This only works with a twist lock C-stand, not the spin lock. The stem is not resting against the wall. There's actually support being given to the legs. The C-stand's very similar. It's got all the same pieces, two risers, gobo head, arm, 40-inch arm, just like the other one. The difference, as I said, comes in the base. The main difference here is you have a little knuckle here. And again, I'm looking at the monitor, not at you. I'm sorry, I know you like eye contact. If I need, right now it's open. If I wanted to close it, they snap together like this. If you wanted to open it, the reverse is true. Again, I'm trying to show you on camera. It's a little weird. You can spin it out and they'll fall into place. If any of them don't fall into place, you can move this top one around, and there are ridges that, once again, are in common sense mode. You want them all to be equidistant. The other interesting thing about this C-stand is it has what's known as a Rocky Mountain function. What that means is if you are on unlevel ground, say you're on steps, or maybe you're trying to put a stand and you can't put the legs on 3 flat surfaces, maybe there's a step. This leg can rise up. Don't generally put stands on cases, but this is just to give you the idea. Uneven ground, big leg, you want to keep it all still in the same direction as you would if it was not being used as a Rocky Mountain. And while we're here, and this is not just for Rocky Mountain, this is in general, but we haven't really talked about it already. So, sandbag. Always a good idea. And this is one that confuses some people because it's very similar to the one I just showed you. It also has a little knuckle down here, a little knob. The difference is, you can see it doesn't have those little hard rectangular catches for the legs to stop themselves. A lot of people see this and they think it is. And so if you were to loosen this and just go about your day, this is called a turtle base. If you're holding it like this, it's just gonna slip out and fall to the ground, make a loud bang. People are gonna make fun of you. You're probably gonna be on a TikTok with someone, again, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at myself. This is a turtle base, it's also super useful. It's got a junior receiver in it. You can use it for lots of different purposes. We're not talking about that in this video. This is what a turtle base is. It's pretty cool. You can also use the stem for lots of different things too. Not talking about it in this video. Another one. Snaps back in. All right, let's talk about this guy. This guy is very similar to the others, and it does come in different configurations. This one is the spin lock we talked about before, but the main difference here is he's a short little guy. He still has 2 risers, but boop, he's still cute. He's tiny. And the arm is also tiny. The arm is half the size at 20 inches. And there's a lot of purposes for this guy. This is called a baby C-stand, probably should have mentioned. Professionals do that sort of thing. One thing it can do is hide easier under cameras and stuff like that. This is a 3-parter. Be sure to come back for part 2 and 3, all about C-stands. It's crazy. And don't forget to tail slate. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, you're so small. Look at you. Oh, I love you guys too.